Okay, in this video we're going to draw up the last of our components, so it's our wheel. As you can see, a little bit more complicated. We're going to do a slightly different thing on this. We're going to do what's called a revolved sketch, so I'll run you through how we do this. So again, as we have done every time, so create a new document. We'll call it 38mm wheel. Click OK. And go to our usual starting point sketch. This time we're going to click on the front plane, so we're just going to hover over front, and I'm going to do something slightly different this time. So whilst I click there, I'm just going to actually click on this front edge. That gives us that front view again. It's easier to start. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and this time rather than centre point, I'm actually going to use this corner rectangle. So we've used a lot of centre point, we're actually going to use a corner rectangle. Still going to start with the origin, and we're going to drag out our first rectangle. The dimension the side to be 19mm and the width to be 12 to start with. So I'll just zoom in a little bit there. Once I've done that, I'm then going to use this icon here, which is Sketch Fillet. So we click on that. I'm going to select and click the left hand button on this edge and this edge, and you'll see it's automatically done me a 5mm fillet. So all I have to do is showing a little picture there, click on my left mouse, it will fillet that edge. Again, I could edit that, as you can see, but I'm going to leave it. Oh, in fact, we'll edit that. We actually wants to be 6mm. Again, select that. Again, you can see it's automatically changed it to 6, knowing that that's what we want to do. Again, we'll leave that there. Again, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. So now what we're going to do is we want to actually try and continue and draw the detail here. So to do that, I'm going to select this one here, so 3-point arc. In fact, sorry, I'm going to start with a centre point arc. So as it says, I want to look at the centre, click to that right hand side, and then I'm just going to bring in that arc. I'm probably about a quarter of the way across. Again, I'm quite happy with that. So again, we could just estimate that. It's not really a dimension. If you want to be really precise, I suppose you could, in theory, you know, so what could we say there? 2.5mm if I had that. 2.5mm, we'll say, for those people who like to put a dimension. Then we're going to go on, so we've done that little addition, we're then going to do a 3-point arc. So this time I'm going to select the bottom box, don't worry about going the wrong way, the end point of the line we've just drawn, and then we're going to actually flip it and just try and connect it so you'll see that the centre snaps to that line. So we end up with that sort of thing. So that was the centre point, was basically connected to that point there. So we end up with this little radius here. Again, don't worry about changing that, it's fine. Once we've done that, we then need to remove this line. To remove the little scissors button up the top here, we just need to click on that and trim that line off. And again, we've got our finished part there now. So that's all ready to go. We've got everything correct. You can tell it's all joined up because it's highlighted blue. And we click on the tick box. So this time, rather than use extruded, we're actually going to revolve this. So it's basically, click on that, ask it which parts we want to revolve. It's then highlighting here red, saying what axis would you like to revolve it around. So we're going to click this bottom one here, and you'll see, if I zoom it around that, it's actually revolved that shape we sketched out and revolved it around to create our wheel for our toy. Clearly it's missing the hole, but we'll add that on in a second. So click on the tick box, happy with that. I'm then going to turn it around so I can sketch on the back. Sketch, select that back face, just turn around, and we're going to do centre point rectangle, a centre point circle this time. Start on the origin, drag out a circle. I'm going to dimension that to 4mm, and as we've done previously, we're then just going to remove that. So again, we just need to make sure we're only selecting that centre one, and we're going to select the little arrow button and through all. So we don't worry enough to that. So we end up with our wheel drawn up there. Again, once we got to that stage, we're then going to change the colour to match, as we've done previously. So, that's one of the final components drawn up, ready to go.